Well. Welcome one, welcome all. Y'all know what y'all here for.
Hi.
Y'all see Jade, y'all see me, and we're here to review Netflix Temptation Island episode 8 and 9. We're almost
Yes,
there. We're almost to the
so close.
end. Almost to the end, man.
It's
How you?
been getting like worse and worse
Oh,
as we go on. Like
yeah. Oh my
I
god.
can't wait to see how this ends because I'm really and then to see like it's different between how things end and then where everyone is now. So I can't
Yeah.
wait to see the transition in that from
Hmm.
that point to where we are right now on the show. So
Right, for sure. Um. All right. Well, the episodes to me they kind of blend together, so we can pretty
mhm.
much start anywhere and kind of just like tackle what all happened within
Yeah.
this.
Okay, sounds good. I remember the first thing that stood off the bat to me was that, um, the, hold on a second. I'm trying to make sure I'm not overloading things. I said the girl declines Brion's date because she doesn't like that he's taking accountability for his girlfriend. But was that seven or was
Uh,
that an eight?
no,
I
no.
might be.
That's part of eight. That's part of eight because
Okay.
it came up again uh during the bonfire. So that's why you have
Okay.
that
Yeah.
note there. So that came up again during the bonfire, and Shantae
Okay.
seen that. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember Shantae was like, "Well, what the heck is going on? If everyone else sees that you're
Hmm.
like no one else is going to go on a date with you, like are you betraying me that much?" And I think she's overthinking what's happening over there, but it's still
Yeah.
not good. At the same time, it's nothing good. So
Yeah, not a good look at all. Like, bro, Brion needs so much help, and I was so glad to see him finally when she declined his date. It finally started to like click with him.
yeah,
Because I was like, I don't think he's ever had to suffer consequences for his actions.
I don't either at all. I think this is the first time he's been like, dang, like she thought, and then would he even feel this sad about it if it wasn't played at the bonfire? If there was no way Shantae was going to see it, would he have even
Hmm.
admitted it prior to her watching the show back on Netflix and discovering it for herself? Those are questions that I've been asking myself.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't because he ain't shit.
You don't think so?
He would have had her sitting there with her family, and
Popcorn on the couch.
yeah, and then would have been caught red-handed cheating, and everybody would have just looked at him, and he was like, "That's editing. They edited that. They kind of made us do that."
Oh my gosh.
And
Well, if it takes the cameras of Netflix catching him to make him come around and become more adult, then I'm grateful. I guess I am grateful that they went on this show because at some point he was going to need to learn. Didn't want it to be with my girl Shantae, but he was going to have to learn somehow, one way or another.
yeah, Shantae for sure deserved better. Like her, and I have to admit here, I need to again issue an apology to what's her name? The little Asian chick. Is it
I
Alexa
think
or Alex?
Alexa, yeah.
Alexa? Dang man, I gotta issue you an apology. I did not see you holding it down, but you did. You held it down. Uh, yeah, you held it down, and you know what I'm saying. And now, hey, you got your boy Lino about to pop the question. I was like, I didn't see
I
this development
know.
coming.
Well, I didn't either. That's like so like I wanted it to, but it's like the fact that I don't know. I guess this was like a horrible idea for any couple, but I guess for them, like it was the perfect thing to propel them to that next level. So I'm
Hmm.
very happy for them. Very excited.
Yeah,
I'm really happy for them. That's the one couple I was hoping stayed together, and they're making me happy on that. So I'm
yeah,
grateful.
yeah. I owe them an apology.
It's okay. I remember you said, "Oh, Alexa's definitely gonna mess up,"
Yeah,
but she didn't.
I was so sure of it too, but I guess she grew. She grew. She showed me wrong. She showed me
Yeah,
wrong. She
yeah,
showed me wrong.
yeah.
Hey, I went 1 for 8, so I'm okay. I missed. Well, I went 7 out of 8. I missed one.
Hmm. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's not. Those aren't bad odds.
Yeah, not too bad. What else? What happened? I guess. Do you want to finish off the Brion storyline stuff? Because I know I jumped to Lena because that's all
I
it got.
mean, we can. I mean, we can, and then we can just go like couple through couple. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
cool with
yeah,
that.
yeah. So then Brion, he had that he went on the final date with the same girl that denied him a date and slept on the floor.
Yes, yes. And for a second, I can't remember all that they did. I remember they hung out in a treehouse, but I don't remember like what the real activity was. But I'm glad
Yeah.
that they have like separate areas. He slept on the floor. For a moment, he was in the bed. I thought he was gonna make her sleep on the floor. I was like, "Oh, Brion, you're so close to getting better." But but towards the end, they swapped, and yeah, I I don't know if that was his idea, if that was her idea. I feel like it was probably her idea because she's
Oh
the one
yeah.
that denied it in the first place. But like, I'm glad he could listen to what she requested and sit there and
Mhm.
sulk in his own thoughts
Yep.
because that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, and ooh wee. Then he freaking they had them pull up to the like they're starting with their bonfire. And I'm like, this is
I
gonna be
know
peak. This is gonna be peak next episode because I was like, yo, he's trash.
he is worse than that.
He
Worse
over
than
there
that.
talking about some, I'm so sorry, crying. I love you.
Worse than that.
You're so pretty. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, he is a textbook manipulator. This is straight
yeah.
out the handbook. I know this play.
But I remember there was one episode, I can't remember which it was, but we were like, what happened in the household for you to think that this is okay, blah, blah? And we got a little bit more information about his background.
Oh yeah,
And he
yeah.
has, I'm not saying it's okay, it's not under any circumstances okay to cheat, but he has been through a lot. Like it seems like he was in and out the foster system,
Mm-hmm.
got adopted, but was adopted by a white family, wasn't really, like, he's been through a lot emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think similar to what we said about Tyler, he just needs personal therapy first,
Yeah.
work on that self,
Yeah.
and then like we could go into like partnering with somebody else. I think that would greatly benefit him. Don't know if he's gonna do it, but hopefully like him sitting back watching the show and how he's portrayed to the world makes them think, okay, like maybe I should go get some professional help.
Yeah, yeah. I would hope he does get that professional help because he it's not like he's irredeemable. Like he could be fixed.
Yeah,
Just stop having threesomes and I'm your girl. Like for starters,
yeah.
that's it.
Or if you want to, just don't be in a relationship.
Yeah,
No one's forcing you.
yeah.
You have free will. You can only do what you want to do. So, but
Mm-hmm.
you wanted to be in this relationship with Shantae. That's why you asked her to be your girlfriend. So
Mm-hmm.
let's start acting like you want to be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude.
So,
That
what is your prediction for them?
for
Now that
them,
we're like, yes,
for them, Shantae's gonna fold because she's the typical girly girl that always, you know what I'm saying, gives that man another chance because he didn't dog her out
no,
enough. He didn't dog her out enough. He didn't
he
dog
did
her out
more
enough.
than enough. What
No,
what
not
could
for
he
her.
do?
Not for her.
What
I know
what
women
would
like
it
her.
take? What would it
What would it
take?
take? It would have to be in her face. She would
Like
have to.
she's in the room.
She would have to come home to it.
That's in your face right there. Basically,
Nah. But she didn't have to see it. See it. I'm talking
you
about she would
watched
have
the
to.
video. That's enough
She
for
would,
me.
but the thing is, she didn't see. She didn't see any penetration. She didn't see it. She has to see it. It would have to be so overwhelmingly strong, and he would have to have a baby with that woman. Like it would take him getting cheated in front of and a baby for her
Not
to
just
leave.
the, not just the.
Yes,
I opened the door and saw it.
yes, because I got a homegirl that's like that. That is exactly like her, verbatim,
That's
verbatim.
sad. Help your own girl out. Help her out.
I can't. I
Do you
can't.
talk to her about it?
Yes, I tried. I can't do nothing.
I mean, you can, but as long as you gave
No.
your honest opinion.
Yeah, I did. I tried. Like it was pointless. I just be listening, and I'd be just be like, okay. I'm like, do you want advice, or do you just want me to listen? Because if you just want me to listen, okay, we're done here. Like,
Mhm. I
but
think
if
people
you,
in that situation probably just want people to, like, I think that's why Shantae gravitated, of course, to the girls, but also the guy that she was going on dates with, because, like,
hmm
none of them were trying, like, they were trying to talk her out of it ish, but I think,
hmm
like, they could see that she was hesitant to actually do anything. And so it was just going to be like, all I can do is sit here and be a listening ear and tell her she deserves
hmm
whatever brings her happiness, even though you know what they really want to say.
right. Because my thing is, she has one word describes her very well.
Word is that?
Stigmatized.
Probably, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Unfortunately,
And also she needs to work on her self worth and self esteem. If she had self esteem and wasn't stigmatized, she would have left him.
she just needs a good girls' night to the club. I feel like that'll erase everything. Meet somebody, you know. Maybe that one instance will free her from the shackles of Brion.
She's not even that fun though.
But maybe she was fun prior to meeting him. We don't know. We met her post Brion. You
Yeah,
know, at one point she was fun. She was getting in bed with him the first night.
I mean, yeah. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. Something's up with this lady. Something. The whole picture's not coming together for me.
Yeah,
But it's
we're
okay.
missing something. But anyways, okay. Similar to you,
hmm
unfortunately, I think she will stay with that man. I
hmm
want her to walk away so badly, and I'll be floored if she does. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think
hmm
she's kind of just like, I know what I deserve. I know, and I do think she knows, but I don't think she wants to start over. And so I don't think she's gonna leave.
if she's still crying about you in your face, you more than likely can get back with her. The moment women stop showing you emotion and all that, like they're just like, okay, you gone, like bye, get out my life. That's when you know it's done. She's still all tied in, and because she's rationalizing it to herself, like you can hear her in her own self interviews doubting
Yeah,
her own statements.
and I guess that's the difference between her and I'm messing up her name, but the girl who's with Grant, and now
Oh,
she's
Ashley.
interested in Danny. Ashley, like she didn't send Grant a message. She's like complete. She's talking about it in the past tense. Like she's completely
hmm
done with it.
Yeah,
So
which is as
yeah,
it should be.
yeah,
Good. Matter of fact,
yeah.
since you segued us there, shout out to Ashley. Okay. Matter of fact, no. Forget Ashley. Who's my young buck that got it in? Who's my young buck that got it in with her? My
Danny,
YN that got it in.
Danny, the guy she's interested in.
Danny. Yeah. Danny.
Yeah,
Danny.
she's having a
Danny got
great
it in.
time.
Yeah. Danny got it in.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, I know so.
Okay.
I know so.
I'm
From
a,
the way he was looking at her, I was like, yeah, he got some.
I mean, the way they were kissing in that shower seemed like it was gonna lead
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah, they were all up on each other in the bed too, and then the thing closed. I was like, yeah, he finna get him some tonight.
and I'm happy for her because Grant, I don't know who's worse between Grant and Brion. It's probably Brion. Let me be for real. But Grant is very, if this is Brion, Grant's like right here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. At least Grant like did it and then went all the way and committed to his bad path, and he apologized for it and let it be. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
He knows he has to let it go. Now, what I
hmm
think is gonna happen is Well, I guess we could talk about their final date first before I get there. So his final date with is her name
Natalie?
Natalie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
His final date with Natalie.
hold on, give
Uh
me 1 second.
oh yeah, yeah,
My,
yeah.
all right. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. It
My
happens.
camera overheated. We're switching to my Mac camera.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, yeah, the sun, the
75
sun is,
degrees out here.
the sun is cooking. The sun feels like 90 to the camera.
Yeah.
But with that being said,
Hmm.
where was I at? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like, dang, I did forget where I was going. But anyway,
You were talking about Grant and Natalie's date, their final date.
oh yeah, yeah. They kept being all extra cute and cuddly and lovely and all that.
Yeah. Grant wrote her that note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like there's some level of like development and growth there in him as a
Hmm.
romantic side, but I still think
Hmm.
he ain't shit. Like I do not think he's reformed. Like he hasn't shown me anything that shows he's reformed because he won't take full ownership. I mean, besides when he was talking to the guys at the end saying, "I'm gonna apologize to her," and whether or not she
Yeah.
accepts it or not, she deserves that apology. I said, "Okay, there's some growth, but I ain't seen enough for me to believe that you won't also do Natalie wrong in the future."
And I feel like to me, like you were comparing Brion and Grant, and yes, Brion's worse than Grant. However, I feel like a piece of Grant feels like he could get Ashley back still. I don't know why, but I feel like I don't know, like the way he seems to talk in his one-on-one interviews, like it'll
Mhm.
majority be about Natalie, but some part of me feels like I don't know. Like I feel like if Ashley was more like Shantae, Grant would slide back in. I think it's all on like how Ashley would react to it. I don't
Mhm.
know. I could be misreading, but I feel like if Ashley, I know she's not, but I feel like if Ashley were more like Shantae, Grant would try to get back with her.
Yeah, if he knew if he knew if he knew that Ashley wanted him back, he'd go back.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah. He'd
think
go
he's
back.
sticking it out with Natalie because he knows the door is like solid shut.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
He's like, oh, I
screws
did it
on tight.
again. There is
Yeah,
no grand gesture that I can do
yeah.
this time. You
I
know?
mean, what's you already flew across the world to apologize
Yeah.
to her. Anything after that is minuscule, unless you don't
Hmm.
fly, take her to space, and like there's nothing else you could
Yeah.
do. So
That's crazy. Um.
yeah,
Yeah. So I think what's gonna happen is, Ashley's definitely gonna choose to leave the island. I think she may choose to leave the island alone though, because I don't think her connection with Danny was like that. However, I do
I
think
agree.
they'll probably still text a little bit on the side or something like that. Grant
Hmm.
is probably gonna see the writing on the wall in the conversation, and instead of going home with nothing, he's gonna go at least take Natalie with him,
I
and you know
agree.
what I'm saying, because he's a selfish dude, and and he's gonna do his thing like that.
I just feel like after all this with Ashley and on the show, like just spend some time with your daughter, bruh. Just take,
Man, listen.
just spend some time with your daughter. Be a good dad. Not saying he's not. I don't know his parenting skills, but be a good dad for like a year. And while you're out taking your daughter stuff, you might meet somebody that way. I feel like Grant just needs to lock in on his role as a dad right now. It's too
No,
much.
that's true. That's very true. That is very true. And in addition to that, um, he probably. I wonder how old the daughter is. That's really what it is. Because if the daughter's like 2 or 3, then eh, she's not gonna really remember this. Netflix, this is
Hmm.
gonna come and go. There's gonna be other seasons. This may or may not get brought back up in her future, like when she's like 10.
Hmm.
But if I don't know, like he takes this and makes it like a reality thing and tries to like pursue this, he could cause irreparable harm to his daughter later and how she views relationships because she's gonna see how her father truly treats women.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it
disappointing.
justifiable.
But I 100% agree with you on all your predictions for Grant and Ashley.
Yeah, 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 that's pretty much a done deal. I'm sure of it. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way.
All right. So what do you think about Taylor and Tyler?
Yeah, Taylor
Yeah,
and Tyler. Tyler seems like I mean, because we already know what Tyler and did. You know what I'm saying? Tyler went out with Kay again. He probably finally had sex with Kay. I think he folded that last
on the
night.
final date.
Yeah, I think he folded.
Possibly. I mean, you can tell she's been wanting to. I think the only thing he probably did, but he keeps saying like, I've learned from I learned my lesson with Taylor, and like going from a marriage to a relationship, I won't make that same mistake with Kay. So that
Mhm.
does bring me pause on whether he decides to leave with her or to sleep with her. I don't know, but I am thinking that probably happened.
I think he was hanging out with Brion and Grant, so I think he could get away with sleeping with her because
Yeah, if they rubbed up
already
on
was
him.
on the dark path. And if you have a couple boys that are already there, you're gonna fall in.
He could have stayed, hang out with Lino some more.
He wasn't hanging out with Lino that much though. You could tell how like the group interactions were going. Like
Yeah,
Lino seemed like he was kind of like in the group and everybody respected him, but he was out of the
yeah.
group. It was
Who do
them
you think
three
the
mainly.
group leader is?
Oh, that was Grant for sure. Grant for sure was the leader. Like
Okay,
bar none, he was the
okay.
leader. Like yeah, like Brion was a good time, but Grant's the leader. Like even when they sit down in the group and you look at how they position themselves, like Tyler sits back kind of chill, so he's not directly engaging. He's not taking an active role. Grant
Hmm.
sits a bit. He sits back, but he sits a bit forward, and then Brion's chilling like this, like he's second in command. You know what I'm saying? Lino looks like,
Hmm.
hi, I'm just here to be here, and
Yeah,
hi, I'm
and I
just
can't
glad to
wait to
be at
get
the
back
table,
home to
guys.
Alexa. Y'all keep an eye on y'all girls. I want mine actually. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
I get that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I think it was interesting that also that they well I'll stay on topic for a second. I'll stay on topic, and we could go to that later.
Hmm.
The the thing with I think Tyler chooses Kate. I don't think he wants to leave without her because he had her in his bed from off rip. Like he likes having
Yeah.
somebody next to him. He needs that
Hmm.
physical comfort, but he also needs therapy so bad.
He does.
He needs help.
Him and Brion need to sprint to
Yeah,
betterhelp.com or
I heard,
ZocDoc
yeah.
to find. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say I
Dodd better
haven't.
help whoever it is. I don't care.
Somebody.
Yeah, talk to somebody, man. You better go in that confessional and just get to talking to that priest. Talk his ear off, like something. You need somebody guided,
Okay.
counseling. Um,
I feel like Tyler. I feel like Tyler will surprise us all and leave alone
huh.
because he said that he's learned his lesson with Taylor. He doesn't want to make the same mistake with Kay, and it seems like he cares about her a lot. So similarly to how we were like Ashley's gonna leave alone, but just stay in contact with Danny. They may date down the line. I think. I mean, him and Kay's down the line might be like next week, like come over or fly out to see me. But I think for the, I think for the purpose of the show, Tyler may leave by himself.
I can see that. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. But I think he hates sleeping alone. So I'm gonna still go with he gonna bring Kay with him. He hates being
Okay.
alone. Like if you notice how everybody else interacts, like he's like always like on her, like for the most part, or touching her, engaging with her in some way. His love language clearly is physical contact, but like bar none. Like
Hmm.
Grant seems like he gets enough of it all the time, so he's good. Like because I think Tyler liked in Kay everything that he was missing in Taylor. because Taylor wasn't when they went to go separate ways, she wouldn't even be affectionate with him.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's that reversal of energy that he's so attracted to, and that he finally gets to have like somebody like to be there on him and with him. Uh
Yeah. I get it.
Now Taylor getting that dark chocolate. She over there on black.com, boy.
She she is. Black people meet.
Right.
Having a grand old time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I mentioned to you earlier before we started, I don't know, like I can tell I think Yemen is an attractive guy and I think Taylor was attracted to him, but I feel like I don't know, it seemed like strictly like friendship type thing. I didn't think she would ever try to kiss him. I knew he was into her, but I didn't think she was. So I think to see that on their final date, not one but multiple times, I was like, oh, maybe there is potentially. And then has there always been something there, but they cut it out and they saved it for the last episode for us.
Mm-hmm.
At the final date, she was like, here, I'm just putting like all my cards out on the table.
Yeah. I think they must have cut something.
Yeah, because
They
I'm like,
must they
where
must
did
have
that
cut
romantic
something
spark come from?
to kind of like paint the image for us, because I'm noticing like with how connections were, excuse me, forming on the show. Like there's gaps where I'm like, how did these people get to talking? Like for instance,
Hmm.
how cool Brion and old girl was getting and was. I was like, I didn't even see them interact.
Yeah, at all. Like,
I didn't even
I
see it.
remember she'd said something the first episode when she introduced herself, and then
Hmm.
that was really all I saw until he came in his room that one time.
Yeah,
And she was like, I don't feel comfortable talking to you about this. But he said he feels like the closest to her. So they must have been friends and talking throughout the whole time of the
yeah.
show.
Yeah, which is why he chose to keep her, and that's why he got rid of old girl. That I'm still tripping off. Old girl that was licking a chocolate got dismissed first. I'm like, bro, you was wilding and you got booted first.
Maybe if she showed more interest in Brion, she would have stayed longer, but she showed her interest in the only one who was actually there to stay in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lino was like, no, you can go home. I know I want Alexa. And
Mm-hmm.
hate that she went home, but I'm really happy Lino and Alexa are like gonna make it out of here. So
Man, he would have messed around if she was there. He would have messed around and had a foursome. Brion would have went outside. He would have had a foursome, boy.
and Shantae still would have
Man, and Shantae still would have took him back.
she still would have took him back. Oh, sad. Free my sister. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
free her from his clutches.
Yeah, but for Taylor, I think I mean we just saw the connection with Yemen Spark in the last date, so
Mm-hmm.
from what I've seen, there's not enough for her to leave with him. So she will be leaving on. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I also agree. But I think there's a slim chance because she's always like, everybody leaves me. And maybe she doesn't want to leave him because she feels abandonment issues, that she might take him with her. And he might.
Okay.
And he's going to say yeah. If he's asked,
Yeah,
he's
for
going to say
sure.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
yeah, that's how I feel. I thought it was kind of crazy how they cut those people on that episode too, on 8. Like they were like, "Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you got to get rid of some more people."
Yeah.
And they cut them people, and then they cut the last half and sent them home for the last
Yeah.
stuff. I was like, "Dang." And then
Yeah. I'm,
old girl that Brion had the threesome with, the little Latina or Asian, whatever her name is.
mm-hmm.
She
Yeah.
she was saying some, well, she better hold on to him or something like that. That's what she.
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
yo,
I'm
I said
like,
that's crazy.
who is she talking to right now?
Oh
What
yeah,
is happening?
she was talking to Brion. And then he gave her that hug and stuff like that. And I'm like, see, they're cutting stuff out. Because I said they must have still been being buddy and chopping it up.
Had to
They
have.
Yeah, they cut it to make it seem like, oh, he's on this growth journey and he wasn't. Oh, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
No, that's not what it gave when she said that. The way she said, "I hope Shantae takes him back." Let's think for a second. If you were that girl in that situation, would you take your man back? No. The answer is no. But she said that because I'm thinking she really hopes that she doesn't. So after the show ends, she can slide in Brion's DMs and they can pick up where
Mhm.
they left off.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
But also, I keep a like a how you get them is how you lose them type thing.
oh
So
yeah, for
I don't
sure.
know. I wouldn't want to be in her shoes.
Oh yeah, she wouldn't be. Well, what would probably happen is, he probably end up getting her pregnant. That's probably what would end up happening because they'd be
Yeah.
walling and he'd be living out his sexual fantasies, and then he'd get that late text and
Yeah.
it's sick.
And surprise, we're family.
Right. Then he's stuck with her 18 years plus, rest of your
Right.
life.
Exactly.
Man.
Well, we really don't have much to say about Lino and Alexa, but I do love how Lino FaceTimed Alexa's dad and asked for his
Yeah.
blessing, and then his final date, like the show tailored it to what he wanted to do. He took the girl ring shopping, and I'm like, that's amazing to actually have a girl's input there too,
Yeah.
because it's like she'll because she'll like kind of know also what girls like, and then Lino knows Alexa, of course, so they probably had a conversation before, but just I thought that was so sweet, and I'm like, there is hope in this show.
Yeah, that was cute. That was very cute. And I thought it was ironic that he's doing that at the same time. Brion, it was cutting back and forth to Brion, and he was alone with a shopping bag.
Yeah.
That's what you get, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh
And,
man.
and I think one thing I wondered is I can't remember. I think it must have been in episode 9, but the girls were saying bye to each other. Or I watched like the first 5 minutes of the last one, so
Hmm.
I might be touching on that. But the girls were saying bye to each other because I guess the mornings after the final days was the last time they were going to see each other. And the girls were like, okay, like, it was so nice to meet y'all. Like, hopefully the next time we all see each other is like at Alexa's wedding. And I'm like, interesting, because Lino just went ring shopping for you. And I'm like, did her and Lino have a conversation before they came? Like, if we can get through this, like, we should end with an engagement. Is she kind of expecting this? Is she kind of not? Because it makes sense that she might be expecting this. And then, especially after the message where Lino was like, no, we're good on my end. Alexa was like, we're good on my end. Then they're like, okay, like now it's time. So it's just, I was just like, how ironic of them to say that
Hmm.
when he's literally here asking for her hand in marriage from Alexa's dad and ring shopping. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
didn't.
something I picked up on.
Yeah, yeah, that was dope. I didn't know they had phones though.
They probably don't, but because this is like I don't know how many times this happens in Temptation Island history, but because this was such a big thing, the producers allowed Lino to have his phone to call. Because I've like watched The Bachelor before and they don't have phones, but like at one point someone really missed their mom or family or something, and they will end up being able to step aside and have a phone call. So I think for the most part they're like disconnected from the world, but if something serious comes up, like that's allowed to happen.
Yeah, and plus it's good TV ratings. Like that's peak
Yeah,
rating. Everybody loves
yeah,
a good love story. Everybody loves.
yeah,
Oh my god! Yeah, because I felt the same way you did. I was like, oh yeah, this is good. This is
yeah,
good. This makes me happy.
exactly.
We
Yeah,
went 1 for 4 on the couples. 1 for 4.
yeah. So I can't wait to see who's right, who's wrong. This is about to be a mess.
Oh, this is a
Um,
hot doo
I can't
doo.
wait to see how it turns out.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Well, y'all already know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And that's Jade. Her
Hi.
channel will be linked in the comment section down below. Make sure y'all go subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And check her out. Obviously, her videos have a little bit more a little bit more flavor. You know what I'm saying? I just be here talking. But anyway,
I love to just talk about it too. This is a different change for me because usually I'm talking through the whole episode, so I kind of like a just a full debrief on like everything that happened and different perspectives. So it's fun.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, we're up out of here. We'll be back with the finale. Okay. We'll be back with the finale. Y'all stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe to both of us when that drops, because that's gonna be the one. That's gonna be the one for the ages.
You don't want to miss it at all.
Peak cinema. All right, y'all. Peace.